What's burning? What's burning? What's burning with KB?
It's time for What's Burnin' with Kevin KB Burns, presented by Bill Lacasse and SRG Financial Advisors. But first, please join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem. And now your host, Kevin KB Burns.
Hey, it's KB inviting you in for another rousing rendition of, that's right, What's Burnin' on Lake TV. We have got a great program for you, and it's been a while since we've had our good friend Mr. Bill Mulder on the program. We're going to take a trip out Highway 54 to Max Creek and then head south on Highway 73 to Branch, Missouri, and check out the Branch Tower site. Now, a lot of folks drive right by these towers and you may not know the significance of them, or you may be in the know as far as why they're there. We're going to find out a little bit about the history of this particular tower as we are on the trail, and tell you about the future of some of these towers throughout the United States and right here in our own backyard. We'll then jump on the trail and head on over to HH for a visit with Bill Borders, Chef Derek Place, and the staff at Little Rizzo's. Time for KB in the kitchen. Looking so forward to it. We had a chance to whip up some chicken parm, and well, the chef whipped it up. I just ate it, and it was delicious. And you can see how it all fared, or we fared, and how everything came out. KB in the kitchen, and yes, indeed, we will wrap things up with a trip out to Ozarks Cat and Canine for KB's Furry Friends. Now, normally what we do is we feature one cat and then one dog, and then one cat, and then one dog. How about 10 cats this time? No, they're not all brothers and sisters, but they do need good homes. And we won't feature each cat individually, but we'll let you see, as they say, somewhat of the pick of the litter. These 10 cats are all beautiful. They have plenty of unconditional love to give, and they all need good homes, and you can help them out with a trip to Ozark Cat and Canine. That feature is presented by the good folks at our veterinary at the lake. I want to thank all of our sponsors, including Budget Blinds, Ozark Barge and Dock, Culligan, Lake of the Ozarks, the official bottled water of What's Burnin', and our title sponsor, SRG Financial Advisors. Stick around, folks. We have got a great show coming up. And as always, if you have any thoughts, ideas, or suggestions, I'm just going to throw this out here right now. Get a hold of me personally at kb@mylaketv.com. kb@mylaketv.com. Don't go anywhere. Great show coming up. And as always, we thank you for joining us right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
It's going to be a super good cup of coffee with Will and Chris this week. We're going to talk about the new development as they release some new details.
Yeah, not many details, but a few, so we'll talk about that. And it's Halloween time, right?
Yeah, we'll give you a rundown of all the events to take the family. Plus, will recreational marijuana pass? We want to hear what you have to think about it.
Yeah, and you'll hear what we think about it.
That and a whole lot more on this week's Cup of Coffee from Slumberland at the Lake.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all.
Hey, KB here with What's Burnin' on Lake TV, and it's time to get back out on the trail with our good friend, Mr. Bill Mulder. It's been a while, man. How you been?
I'm good, KB. How about yourself, friend?
I'm doing all right. So we're just down in Branch, Missouri, off of Highway 73.
Correct.
And we are out here at the Branch Tower site. So I have to ask you, what is the significance of our visit here today?
Well, these towers, sentinels of the forest, if you will, back in the early part of the 20th century, especially in southern Missouri, there was a lot of fires. And it was destroying the resource and destroying the forest. So Missouri Department of Conservation, after its inception, said one of the things we want to do is start controlling the wildfires.
Right.
So the way you find them was driving around at first. Well, that wasn't working out so well.
No.
So they started erecting these towers. Now most of these are produced by the Area Motor Company, which was a windmill making company. And they stuck them up in various locations that they could either purchase or donated. And most of them had a house with it. So along with the tower, there was a house over here just in front of us, and the towerman lived there with his family. And he was responsible, the guy that had this one was responsible for, about 40, 50 miles around him. And the fires in it. There was another on down by Plaid. And the way they set these up in distance is they had to be able to see from one tower to the next.
Right.
And then what you would do, you would climb up in the tower and you would sit there and you'd look at, if you saw smoke, you watched it for a little bit to see, is it spreading? If it started spreading, you used your Osborne fire finder, and you'll see a picture pop up here in a couple of minutes, and you would sight on that fire, and it had an azimuth ring on it. And you would read the ring, read the marking off, whatever degree it was, call it into the station, and then let's say the tower to the south of here at Plaid would shoot the smoke. That's what we called it, shooting the smoke. They would take that, and let's say Camdenton, they would shoot, that towerman, if he was up, would shoot the smoke. So you get a triangulation, and you would go there, and voila, there's the fire. And it was extremely accurate. And we used maps that had township, range, and section, and you could drive right to that fire with no issues whatsoever.
Right.
Early GPS, if you will.
I guess so. So, and this joke is just begging to be put out there. In order to figure out what was going on, you had to get up off your azimuth.
Yes.
Sorry.
Only you.
Yeah, well, never let a good opportunity go to waste.
That's right.
Now, these towers were built back around when?
Oh, the big influx was in the late 30s, early 40s. And they were absolutely vital. I worked as a towerman for the Department of Conservation for a few years. Not only did you climb the tower, you went and put out the fire. So you may be up and down this thing several times a day, because you get done with the fire, you make sure it's safed in, you come right back to the tower, took a drink of water, went right back up and sit back down up there. And even though it looks like, you may think, oh, climbing the tower's no big deal, leftovers from World War II and the Cold War were old low-band radios. They were basically a base radio. And if you don't know what a big 6-volt car battery weighs, you figured it out, because you would have to take them down, put fresh ones up there from time to time, and carry those 2 batteries up 100 feet.
So it's probably always a good idea to have a friend.
Yes.
Or several friends.
Yes. And then the radios that we had mobile radios, portable radios, however you want to look at it. They were a big box about this size that you carried up the tower. So you had a lot of things you were carrying up and down. And you got a good workout. You had, if you were a young fella, it was a good workout. You didn't need a gym.
So the tower person basically went up there, what, once a day, twice a day, just to make sure everything was okay? And
No. If it was a heavy fire day, and like right now, if this tower was still active, the towerman would be up there unless he was on a fire.
Okay.
You go up there and you stay there. Because if you come down and you're knocking around doing things that you didn't need to do when the weather is bad, you're going to have a fire that is huge. By the time you get up there and look at it, it's going to be, maybe a couple 100 acres.
Right.
So you would stay up there and try to get to the fire as quick as you could and get control of it. And this was back in the days without those early towermen only used rakes. That was their only tool to put that fire out, raking a line in the leaves.
Raking a line of leaves to try and put out a fire.
Or carrying a 5-gallon, what they called an Indian can, and we'll see a picture of that in a couple of minutes.
Right.
And 5 gallons of water on your back, hopping up and down some of these hills we have here in the northern Ozarks, that's a day's work.
That and a rake.
That and a rake.
So essentially, these towers are kind of going by the wayside. You had mentioned earlier that some of them have been torn down, but others will be left up.
These are historic structures, some of them, but they are going away. The advent of aircraft, the advent of more people moving into Missouri, and the changing attitude toward wildfires. Used to, it was just given that the weather gets dry, especially in the spring when it's the humidity is like 1.5%, and the temperature 75, and the winds are 130 miles an hour out of the south. You go out and light the woods on fire, clearing them off.
Got to thank our friends, the Japanese beetles, for showing up.
Oh
today.
yeah, they're loving us today. Controlled burns are good. They are good for the environment, but just wanton, unchecked wildfires are not a good thing.
Sure.
So it's as times have changed, attitude have changed, and then back when the design for conservation tax was passed, the concept of let's get new partners and start bringing the rural fire departments into it and funding them to work on this. The rural fire departments have been a real gift to the folks of Missouri in controlling these fires. And not only do we have to worry about the problem with the resource, we have to worry about the problem of people's property.
Lots of farmland out here.
There's lots of farmland. When I started with the Department of Conservation, there was no fire department out here. We were the fire department. And, you know, somebody's house caught on fire. If we saw the black smoke raising, we would go to where that was to see if we could help. But, you know, 80 gallons of water in a little tiny pump don't do much. Kind of a bad effort, but, you know, to build trust with the community, we would do that. What is happening now, people have got a different attitude, like, yeah, we need to make sure we control this. We don't want to burn down our resource. We don't want to burn up our crops. We want to make sure that we keep things in check. And these fire departments have done a tremendous job. Now, not only are they going away here in the state of Missouri, they're going away in other states too, even out west.
Right.
Aircraft, and now there's an experiment out there afoot where they're even using satellites for heat signature to pick up on some of these fires, especially in the wilderness areas of our western states. So it's a whole new ball game for them. You still put out fires pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
Now, instead of having a rake in your hand, and if you're part of a crew, you might still be leaning on that rake, but I call them motorized rakes, leaf blowers.
Yeah.
Bulldozers. And again, fire departments have done such a tremendous job, especially here in the state of Missouri, and they are due so much thanks. And folks, if you know a volunteer fireman or you see them out there, pat them on the back.
Yeah.
They're coming out and protecting your property and putting out those fires for nothing. They don't get a dime for that. And, you know, that's all night long. And in our spring fire season here, I know of some of these fire departments that have been out for 3 and 4 days at a time with very little sleep and don't get compensated for it. They're just out there doing it to protect you.
And you know, we talk about people that intentionally go out and set fires in some of these areas for whatever reason, if they think it's funny or they think it's cute or it's some kind of a hobby they have. Make sure if you see somebody doing that you try to identify them as best you can without getting too close. I wonder though if there are still people out there that enjoy the good old-fashioned way of doing things as far as these towers are concerned, as opposed to all of the technology that's been implemented over the years.
There is a few towers with the U.S. Forest Service that are still active. Most of the Department of Conservation are using the aircraft and just citizens now. We still have these towers. It would take us a day or two to reset the steps. The Camdenton Lookout Tower, if you come to the conservation office at 783 Thunder Mountain Road, you can go up halfway on the tower. And when these leaves change here in a few days, that's going to be the hot ticket item. Come out to Camdenton Tower, climb up there to that 70-foot mark, and just have a look around. If you're a photography buff, that's the place to be.
Seems to me like that would be a pretty interesting opportunity if you had a camera to be able to climb one of these towers, if you're in shape to do it. Don't do it without a little leg work ahead of time. Maybe hit the treadmill before you decide to come out here and do this.
Yeah, that's 100 foot up to the base of that thing.
Right.
And it doesn't look that far until you try it.
Well, we're not going to try it today, fortunately, but again, just more history right here in your own backyard. And all you need to do is drive around. People pass by here every day and probably don't even give it a second thought. So if you get an opportunity, maybe come out, take a look around. Obviously, you can't get up there because there aren't any steps to get yourself up there. But this is a piece of history right here in Camden County as we are on the trail with our good friend, Mr. Bill Mulder. Back to What's Burnin'. It's more is coming up on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the mile marker formula.
Want to get to know local leaders better? Join Lake TV for the COMC Community Spotlight Show weekdays at 9:02 a.m., 3:02 and 7:02 p.m. Chris Schneider talks with local leaders to find out more about them and their organizations. It's the COMC Community Spotlight Show on Lake TV.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the mile marker formula.
Hey, it's KB hanging out for another edition of What's Burnin' on Lake TV. And from time to time, we get the opportunity to head back in the kitchen. Today, we're at Little Rizzo's over on HH. Got the man in charge, Mr. Bill Borders.
Hi,
How
KB.
you doing, Bill?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you.
You too.
Thanks so much for having us out. Let's talk a little bit about your restaurants, of course, here on HH and out at the Outlet Mall. How long have you folks been around?
We started in 1985.
Wow.
Yeah. The original location was up on Bagnell Dam Boulevard. Remember where Maggie Mays was?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. And, you know, we got some rainy weather. It's kind of fall-like, a little cool. But I would think that coming into Little Rizzo's on a day like today would be perfect.
It is perfect.
Get that nice, delicious food. And we're going to be working on one of your signature dishes. Tell us what we're going to be making today.
Derek is going to make chicken parm for you guys.
Chicken parm.
It's one of our best sellers, and it's outstanding.
And I understand we're going to create the sauce from scratch and just kind of go through the whole process.
Yes, sir.
Well, I appreciate you having us over, and thanks so much. Let's head inside and get to cooking.
Hopefully it's not burning.
No.
Let's go.
No, I don't think so. So I guess we're going to prepare the sauce that you use.
We'll make a marinara. We'll show you about that. It's a different kind of marinara. It's not a blended. It's nice and chunky. So
outstanding. Sounds great.
We'll bread the chicken, get it going, and show you the completed dish.
Very good. Well, you're the man in charge, so we'll just kind of follow your lead, and I'll stand here waiting for my opportunity to jump in and taste the final product, which is always the best part of when I get to do these KB in the kitchen. So, Derek, take us through the steps, if you would.
Yeah. Well, first things first, we need to have my sous chef kind of prep everything out, make it a little easier.
Right on.
First thing, we get some butter going. We're gonna sweat our onions. So we'll get our butter going.
Got some nice, good-looking butter in there. Gonna sweat the onions down.
Yeah, a little julienne onion. We'll let this sweat for about 20 minutes. Then we'll add a little bit of water in there, so that when we're cooking it down, it doesn't evaporate too much. It still stays a little liquid. It doesn't get too thick, like tomato paste. So we'll add a little bit of water, and then we'll add all of our ingredients here. We've got our tomato fillets. Like I said, we like to keep it chunky, so it's a chunkier tomato. We don't blend it up.
That way you get that nice consistency when you put it all together.
Oh, yeah.
It's not all runny.
Maybe I should use the bigger pot here. We got some tomato paste. A little bit of tomato paste. We got a little anchovy, a little bit of capers, some salt, sugar, granulated garlic, basil, oregano, pepper, and a little fresh garlic.
So how much of this do you think you make in a week's time? Because I would imagine chicken parm is really popular here. It's one of your signature dishes.
We use our marinara for a lot. We do it in, I think it's 12-gallon batches or something like that, and we do it
right on.
In the summer, it's maybe every 2 days. That's a little bit slower. It's maybe 2 times a week.
Yeah. I like the fact that you use the anchovies, man. There's not a lot of people that use anchovies these days, but they sure look good, and I love them. I don't know, do you eat them raw at all?
I do. Not particularly. Not all the time, but, I love anchovies. The different kind of anchovies, but.
And you use the actual anchovy. It's not anchovy paste.
No, they're whole anchovies. You get them in, and throw it in, give it a little bit of salt.
Outstanding. Well, go to it, Derek. Knock it out, man.
Yeah. All right. So we'll add a little bit of anchovy. A little bit of granulated garlic.
Yeah.
We got our basil. Oregano. A little bit of sugar. Helps
Use
take
that
a little
sparingly
bit.
to taste, right?
Yeah, we'll do that to taste. It just cuts the acid from the tomato a little bit. You don't want it to be sweet. It just helps out a little bit. Always garlic.
Now, do you tell people you put anchovies in the marinara?
No.
That's awesome.
I think they like it as it is. They don't need to know everything.
I was just going to say, sometimes what you don't know won't hurt you,
Yeah,
right?
there you go. So then, then we just kind of mix that up and...
mix it all up, and then how long does it take to cook everything down normally?
So this is going to go for about an hour and a half to...
Hour and a half?
When we're making our big batches, it might go 2 hours.
So we've got it where we want it. We want the consistency to be kind of where it is now.
Yeah. You want a little bit thick, not thick enough that... it's like a paste, like I said. You want it to actually look like a tomato sauce.
All right, and we're going to do the ever popular taste test. So we're getting it all going. We'll stir it around there a little bit. Oh man, that's good. Spot on. Good sweet, good salt, nothing too over the top. And so I guess we're kind of ready to... Do I have it all over my face? I don't mean to. But if I had a sleeve, I'd wipe it on my sleeve. So let's get into the actual process of assembling the chicken parm itself.
Yeah, we do a breaded chicken breast.
Right.
So we use Italian breading. So basically we just marinate our chicken. It's a simple marinade.
Right.
Salt, pepper, garlic,
Very good. So how long have you been cooking? Where are some of the places, have you worked here?
I've been here since about January. I'm from Colorado.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I just moved out here. I've been out here about 2.5 years now.
What brought you to the lake?
My girlfriend.
Well, that'll happen sometimes.
Yeah, she's born and raised from here. But we met in Colorado, and
Very nice.
Yeah, I came out here one year. Actually, during COVID, we came out because Colorado was closed. So you go,
right on.
You go where it's open.
Got to make money, man. You got bills to pay and responsibilities.
The Ozarks was open. We came out here and yeah, been here since. Been
so you're breading the chicken breast. You've got
so we get just an Italian bread in. We'll bread it. We'll run it through the oven. So we use our pizza oven. You know, it's sitting at 500 degrees. Conveyor belt oven.
That takes about what?
We run it through about 2 times. So it takes about 14 minutes, 14 to 16, depending on, the thickness of the chicken.
And while your entree is going, they'll come in and get some appetizers.
Yeah, exactly. Our salad, our world famous house salad.
Man, the house salad. And if you don't come to Little Rizzo's and get some of the rolls, you have missed out on the experience completely and totally. I would drive in, I don't know, a snowstorm 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 feet high to get some of the Little Rizzo's rolls because they are popular just like the house salad.
They fly off the shelf here. It's crazy.
So the sauce is made and we've got the chicken ready to go. And so now we get to that portion where we get to put it all together and then sit down and enjoy. Yes.
Yeah, so what we'll do is when our chicken's about 3/4 of the way done, which it's about there right now, we'll take some of our marinara that we made.
Beautiful, look at that. All made in-house, by the way, folks. You saw it right before your very eyes.
Come right behind you here. We'll take a little bit of our pizza cheese. It's a blend of Provel cheese and mozzarella.
That Provel cheese is big in this state.
Oh yeah, called St. Louis cheese.
That's St. Louis cheese. That's exactly what it is.
So then we'll let that go. Once that's going, it'll take about a minute. Throw a little bit of our pasta in, which we part cook. We can go through a lot of pasta. We can.
Yeah.
Don't have time to be cooking everything to order with it.
So you get it right there to the point where you just kind of need to warm it through a little bit.
It's just taking the chill off and then plating it up.
Outstanding. So. Now, you guys are open when right now? I know we're kind of getting into the...
we're getting the slow season. Right now we're open 7 days a week, 11 to 9 o'clock. So
come on by for lunch and dinner.
Lunch, dinner every day. Take our pasta.
Pasta there, looking good.
We got a little bit of our marinara here and put it on the bottom.
Now, let me ask you a question. I don't know if this is something that you talked about or not, but the type of pasta you use in order to make it work with the chicken and the sauce, is there a specific reason you use that kind of pasta?
The angel hair? Yeah, we use the angel hair. It seems to go better. It holds the sauce. It's a good pasta to use when you're putting stuff on.
Right on.
Not necessarily good when you're mixing it all together and tossing it like a spaghetti.
Gotcha.
Or a linguine.
Gotcha.
But when you're plating stuff on it, it holds well. People love it. People love angel hair pasta.
Pasta, a little bit of sauce, and then you bring in that chicken. Nice job there.
It is there.
Now this is your marinara sauce with the Provel and the mozzarella in it.
With the cheese all on top.
And that goes over the top of it.
Go ahead and slide it right on top of the whole thing.
Is there a technique that you've had to learn? Because you do it still very smooth, still very nicely there.
You just do it a couple hundred times.
Right.
A little bit of Parmesan on top.
Outstanding.
And a little bit of parsley.
Right on.
And that'll do it.
And baby, there it is.
Chicken Parmesan.
Chicken Parmesan, courtesy of the folks here at Little Rizzo's, one of the many dishes that you get. You recommend this one?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorites. I've always loved chicken Parmesan.
What else do you like to make when you're working here?
I love making our chicken modiga. It's a same kind of chicken, angel hair, but it's got like a lemon garlic and Provel cheese on top. It's really big seller.
And you guys have killer pizza.
Oh yeah, our pizza, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The amount of pizza we go through.
So you can get it to go, but I would recommend getting it and sitting down and enjoying it. You pair that with what, like a nice red wine?
Yeah, if you're a wine drinker, definitely. I like my beer a little more, but.
Right on, right on. So there you go, folks. Another great episode of KB in the Kitchen. This is Sheriff. Well, one day he might be the sheriff.
Yeah,
he's the chef. His name is Derek Place, and he works here at the location on HH. Don't forget the Outlet Mall. There it is, folks. Now comes the best part of the whole deal, and that's getting a chance to sit down and give it a little taste. All right, folks, so this is the part of the deal that I enjoy as much as being back in the kitchen. I love working with the chefs and learning all the techniques and the cool ingredients that they use. But the actual taste testing, well, that certainly says it all. Chicken parm at Little Rizzo's. We should have stole some of those rolls from back there and back. Tell you what we're gonna do. Now, there's a lot of different ways. That's a big napkin. I guess I'll put that down here. There's a lot of different ways that you can enjoy this. You can go right for the chicken. You can do a little pasta and then get in your chicken. I'm going to use one of these forks. But we'll see if we can't get a bite of the whole thing here. Little chicken. And I don't know, as far as a traditionalist, if you wrap your pasta or if you just like to maybe do a little of one and the other. But here we go, folks. The proof is in the pudding. That's an awful big bite. Look at that. It looks so good. It smells wonderful. Let's dig in. You can taste everything in that sauce. The basil, all the seasonings. Can't taste any of the anchovies. They just kind of add to it a little bit. That pasta is al dente, the way you like it. And goodness gracious, that great St. Louis cheese or the Provel cheese with the mozzarella, the breadcrumbs that they use with the Italian seasoning to really bring that chicken flavor out. This is good stuff. I highly recommend it. And I thank you for joining me. I wish I could have you sit down with me, but unfortunately, you didn't make it. But you will make it when you come by and see the folks at Little Rizzo's. And we thank Bill and the staff here at the HH location. Again, don't forget, they've got them over there in the outlet mall as well. It's KB in the kitchen, enjoying the famous chicken parm at Little Rizzo's. Thanks for watching. I gotta eat.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozarks Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozarks Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozarks Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Hey, KB here at Ozarks Cat and Canine with Mary Meow Tilly. Of course, it's time for our KB's Furry Friends feature, and we are in the cat room, as they call it. And so normally, Mary, what we do is we feature one cat and then one dog, maybe 2, sometimes 5.
Right.
But today we kind of like to do a little tour of the room here because you've got a lot of cats that need homes, and rather than doing them one at a time, we can kind of show off the whole room here and give folks an idea of who's here and who needs a home.
Mm-hmm. So currently in our care, we have a little over 20 cats that are in that 6 to 7 month range.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was all these guys came in around May, the beginning of June. They were all tiny little kittens, 6 to 8 weeks old or so. And we had a ringworm outbreak all summer.
Oh, wow.
So 2 of the kitties in this room that we'll show are the ones that actually brought the ringworm in.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with ringworm is that it has about a 14-day incubation period.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we will take in kittens or cats or dogs even that have been exposed but aren't actually showing signs of it yet, and then after they get here, they pop with the spots. And unfortunately, anytime we get kittens or cats with ringworm here, it spreads like wildfire.
Sure.
So all summer long, we were pretty much closed to intakes on kittens unless it was an emergency, while we tried to work our way through getting everybody over this, cleared up and all that. We can't adopt a cat out if it has active ringworm because it is one of the few diseases that is transmittable to humans, to other dogs, to other cats. So we have to make sure that they're clear before we leave here.
Right.
So we have all these kitties here that grew up here over the summer and are now in that age range where they're 6 to 7 months old, and they are considered less desirable by a lot of people who are looking to adopt. Most people, they come in, if they want a kitten, they want a young one.
Right.
The nice thing about this age is, you get a little bitty kitten, you don't really know what its personality is going to be like. But, you can see these guys, they're not quite adults yet, but their personalities are really starting to come out and blossom, so you can tell which ones are more playful, which ones are the cuddle bugs, and in my opinion, it makes it a little easier to pick the right kitten for your situation.
So rather than featuring one animal, we're going to just kind of work our way around the room, show some of the other kittens that you have, because you have essentially an overabundance. And you've got a lot of great cats that would love to have a good home. So it gives folks a little bit more of an opportunity, a little bit of depth. If you see a cat you like, or maybe you're not quite sure, this is a good opportunity for us to kind of work the room a little bit and show everybody who's here at Ozarks Cat and Canine. So I don't know if you want to point out any of the cats that we have. I know there's one young one back here.
Let's start out with these 2. So the 2 in the top 2 kennels here, this is Luna and this is Duchess, and they are sisters, came in together. A lot of times people will come in and they will be looking for a sibling pair, or maybe they don't necessarily specify sibling, but we always recommend sibling when that is the case. So these 2 girls would probably do great in a home together if somebody was looking for 2 females. Down below you down here, we have Nala, and her brother Simba is on the other side of the room. And same thing with them. They were the ones who actually started our ringworm outbreak, but they're adorable, so we forgive them.
Yes, of course. Of course we do.
She's very, very friendly and very outgoing down here, and her brother is as well. Of course, we got Acadia in here. She's the one exception in this room to that age range. We featured her the last cat and her unique situation. These guys are so friendly and
They are certainly very friendly, and you can tell that they've got a lot of energy, and they would certainly make a great cat to have in your home if you've got kids. There's a lot of different circumstances here that these cats would be able to fill in terms of just having a good old cat around the house to enjoy and give some love to, and they're going to give you plenty of love right back.
And actually right now these three, Luna and Duchess and Nala, are the three females that we have. Almost everybody else that we have available is male. So, and a lot of times people will come in and they will be very specific, you know, for whatever reason. You know, maybe they've always had females or something. You know, a lot of people come in and they're very specific whether they want a male or a female, and then, you know, we go from there.
Very understandable.
So we still have Mr. Grumpy over here, is still waiting for his home. I can't believe this cat is still here. He is so friendly and so loving.
And so cute.
And so playful. And then down below him, hiding underneath his blanket is his brother Doc. I was gonna say, I know there's a cat in there somewhere. Doc looks very similar to Grumpy. They are the last two of our 7 dwarves litter that we had.
And they'd love to get home with you ASAP.
Moving over here, we have Patu. He was one of a litter of 4, and he's the last of his litter to be left.
Come on, Doc.
That beautiful calico that we had in here named Kaleidoscope was his sister. He had, there was another boy and then 2 calico girls, and his siblings have all found a home, and he is still waiting. And then down on the bottom here is Simba, Nala's brother. And he was actually the one, I'm not even sure that Nala actually had a ringworm spot, but because they came in together, they had to go through the treatment and the quarantine and everything.
Safe, sure.
But Simba was the one who started our outbreak this summer. But he is all clear now and very sweet and looking for a place to go.
Look at that face, Simba.
He looks just like my youngest baby.
And he's a cute little devil, he certainly is. So
Hi, Grumpy.
These are 8 of the 20
About
or so
20,
that you have. And we've got a couple of more that we're going to go look at across the hallway here. So why don't we do that? We'll see if Mary can get away from Grumpy here. And Grumpy, I was kind of hoping Grumpy'd have a home by now.
Me
but
too.
Let's take a walk across the hall and see who else we have.
Hi, bud.
And we'll show you some more of the cats here at Ozarks Cat and Canine that need a good home. All right, so we went across the hall into the other room, and we've got 2 more cats. You can see one of them, and then we've got this little one down here that Mary's going to grab.
Got this beautiful little panther boy here.
Sure.
This is Pierre.
Hi, Pierre.
And his brother is Jacques.
Jacques and Pierre. So if you're looking for a French flavor, we've got a couple of cats, Pierre and Jacques.
Yep. They were part of a litter of 4. Had 2 sisters that have left us already. But
they're so cute. So some more of the cats that you have, and again, more than likely, we'll see some more cats coming out in the days and weeks to come here. So, as always, folks, if you are at all curious, you can go online, check out the website. You can come in and take a look around, and I'm sure you're definitely going to find someone that is going to fit the bill here, whether it's Pierre and Jacques or the cats over there in the kitty room. That there's 8 over there. There's 2 over here. That's 10.
There's 5 dinosaurs, and
The 5
I moved to the
dinosaurs.
big cat room now,
Right.
so they're in there with our adults and having the time of their lives.
Yeah.
but they'd have an even better time in a home.
Well, they certainly would. So come in, take a look around. You can go online and check out who they've got. I would imagine all these cats are online.
Pretty much everybody is. Yes.
Right, right.
And so then I still have more in this age range that are about ready to go, but they're in our quarantine building, and we need to get some of these guys out so we have room to move them down.
Hello. Well, let's see. Oh, how are you? How are you? Huh? Oh, look at that. Look at that little face right there.
This seems to be the year of the tabby. Every year we have
Beautiful
like
pattern.
one coloring that usually stands out.
Yeah.
Some years it's black cats and we'll just get an overabundance. This year it is these target tabbies have just been coming in like crazy.
Well, you know where to come, Ozarks Cat and Canine, and when are you open, Mary?
Noon to 4, Monday through Saturday.
Right. Do you guys plan on getting out at any point? I know sometimes in the fall you've done things in the past where you've kind of brought the cats to the people.
Yeah. Right now we don't have anything planned. We're always open if there's anybody out there who would like to schedule an event at their business or something. The thing with kitties is it has to be an indoor venue.
Right.
We won't do any kind of outdoor
Makes
events
sense.
with cats.
Sure. They're a little quick, and they can dart here and there. So give folks the phone number if they'd like to maybe call and ask questions, or maybe set something up to have you bring the cats to them.
Right. 573-374-2629.
Simple enough, folks. You know where to go, or they maybe can come to you if you're a business owner that would like to help find some good homes for the cats. Talk to the folks here at Ozarks Cat and Canine. Stick around. We've got more coming up. KB's Furry Friends, courtesy of the good folks at our veterinary of the lake. And you're watching What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Going to be a super good cup of coffee with Will and Chris this week. We're going to talk about the new development as they release some new details.
Yeah, not many details, but a few, so we'll talk about that. And it's Halloween time, right?
Yeah, we'll give you a rundown of all the events to take the family. Plus, will recreational marijuana pass? We want to hear what you have to think about it.
Yeah, and you'll hear what we think about it.
That and a whole lot more on this week's Cup of Coffee from Slumberland at the Lake.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Hey everyone, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. Just want to let everybody know this is the last week of our tent sale. We're going to slash prices even lower to get it gone. Come see us at Slumberland Furniture at the Lake and take advantage of these great prices and help us bring happy home.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
Hey, as always, I want to say a big thanks to you for joining us right here on Lake TV and What's Burnin'. We'll have another new episode coming your way, but don't forget, this show airs with the new show every Thursday at 7:02 a.m., 5:02 p.m., and 11:02 p.m., 7 days a week. We love doing it for you. And, of course, a big thanks to our wonderful sponsors, our title sponsor, SRG Financial Advisors, the good folks at Budget Blinds, Ozark Barge and Dock, our veterinary at the lake, and the official bottled water of What's Burnin', that is Culligan, Lake of the Ozarks. Make sure you take the time to get it in bottles, get it in the water cooler, just get it and feel refreshed. And even on those cold days, a nice bottle of Culligan water will keep you nice and hydrated. 573-346-5221. Now, next week, we are going to have the one and only Mr. Bill Lacasse in the studio, and I have a feeling we're going to be talking about something that is certainly going to be making a difference come holiday time, and that is the possibility of certain food shortages. Now, we have talked about it in the past, and we're going to definitely hit on it again so that you know, so you're not out there hoarding things like when people were hoarding all the toilet paper and the paper towels. We'll also have an opportunity to check out what's going on at Ozarks Cat and Canine with Ms. Froggy, a canine that could use a good home, maybe your home. And we'll obviously get a little maybe insight as to why they named her Ms. Froggy. We've also got some things we want to remind you about. A cup of coffee with Will and Chris, the community spotlight with Chris Schneider, Uncle Chris at the top of each and every hour, and the encore showing of the Camdenton win over Lebanon on October the 28th, plus a lot more coming your way, sports-wise, news-wise. It's all here, and it's all a part of what we do on What's Burnin' and other great programming right here on Lake TV.